Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies, let's get some lights in here. It is Sunday. Officially, it is 12:06 a.m. Sunday. And I think I want to try to do something starting today where we do a podcast style video. I'm not familiar with doing podcasts myself. However, I want to do it with the visuals. Well, we're going to talk about televisions, okay? I got a couple of things I'd like to discuss. This will be the first time on my channel that I am speaking about the LG C2 OLED, the G2 OLED, the 2022 OLED offerings that LG is going to have. I think they've got the A2, C2, G2. So you got entry, you got the mainstream, and then you've got the flagship. I've tried to avoid holding conversations on my channel regarding these new panels because there's not enough, in my opinion, concrete information out about them. And so I do realize there's a lot of talking time and video time and subscriber sub count and following that can be achieved by talking about these videos. But up until this point, I've come from a place of just trying to keep it real. I wanted to keep the content organic. I'm not affiliated or partnered with anyone, so I'm not going to get a sample unit or a new unit sent to me early. So I'm pretty much in the same boat that you guys are in, looking for information. And so I don't like to really talk about rumor mill and things like that. But today we're gonna break away from that. We are actually going to talk about some of the things that have been discussed with these new TVs, right? So a little bit about me. I would call myself an OLED enthusiast. I have been purchasing the LG panels. The first one being the EG9600. That was the curved OLED that offered HDMI or HDR only through streaming apps. So the EG9600 had the ability to offer HDR, but it was only if you were streaming it through an update for like Netflix. Netflix was pretty much like the application that had that offering. Later, I invested in the EF9500. That was the flat OLED. I actually made a video about that, and this will be posted on YouTube. So I would try to put the card in for that now. At the time, last year when I posted that, the video was titled 6 or 7 years with an OLED, and just going over my experiences with it. That TV offered HDR through HDMI. It was the first to offer that. A little bit more brightness. It didn't have the curvature. Some people thought the curvature was a gimmick, even though when you go to see some IMAX films, they have a curved screen. I enjoyed the curve personally. But yeah, I bought that. It was pretty much one of the last passive 3D models. And so again, my experience with these TVs dates back from that, and pretty much every year I've bought every iteration in a 65-inch capacity, right? This will be the first year, 2022 will be the first year that I do not purchase a 65-inch panel. I am considering some other options that I will not discuss on this video, but it will be the first year I will not buy an LG OLED in 65-inch or larger capacity. The reasons being, I purchased the 77-inch C1 last year, and I enjoyed the TV. I've got about 4,000 hours of activity on it. I use it for an NVIDIA 3090 build and a lot of Plex TV watching, right? So a lot of movie watching, things like that. Actually, the most recent movie I watched was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that just came out. I watched that in 1080p yesterday. Pretty good watch. Blacks looked great there. I also just finished watching episode 4 of Bel-Air. That's the reboot of the Will Smith Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show, and that's a pretty damn good watch too. I gotta say that show it's got some good stuff there. But those are the latest things that I watched. I actually binged the 4 episodes within the last 2 days with Bel-Air, and then I watched Texas Chainsaw. Now, currently, my 3090 gaming build is not on my C1. It's on my C9. If you haven't seen one of my most recent uploads, it was responding to a subscriber saying he was having issues. And so Yeah, anyway, just trying to explain my utilization with my TVs. I get them and I game on them and I watch TV. So there's nothing that the C2 offers me that tells me that I feel I need to invest in a larger panel. The 77-inch C1 was my first time getting a larger than 65-inch OLED, and I've enjoyed it. I love it. It's been amazing. I was tempted to return the 77-inch within the first week of having it for the 83-inch, but the space and the placement of where I had it, the 83 would have just been overpowering. So I'm glad I stuck with the 77-inch. I'm very happy there. So historically with these TVs, let's talk about just the OLEDs in particular. There's always just small, subtle changes, you know, and from a marketing perspective, I can totally understand those changes. I felt like they've done the most for the consumer with the C9, and it's why I recently posted a video questioning if it is the best OLED offering to date, because in 2022, you have a 2019 model OLED that is getting quality of life upgrades that you get from 2021 models. So the C9 was a damn good option, and it was also one of the first options that offered you a lot of groundbreaking technology. We're talking about HDMI 2.1 out of 4 ports. We're talking about a partnership with NVIDIA that made it a certified compatible G-Sync panel. Screen tearing that activates at around 35 frames all the way to 120 frames. No screen tearing. Just excellent execution there with what they were offering for you as a customer. And again, in 2022, for you to be getting quality of life upgrades that put you in a position where you will have a panel that you still can enjoy. You still can enjoy. You don't feel as if you are in a position where your money was wasted. You don't have that insecurity of, I need to buy the next model, right? I enjoyed the C9 so much that I got rid of the CX because it really didn't offer me much. You know, the C1 was the investment for me to get because I wanted to take a step past the 65-inch. So hence I got the 77. Now with the C2, although I will not be buying a 65-inch or larger panel, I will be purchasing at least the 42 or the 48-inch. And that's some of the things we're going to talk about today in this discussion video. So recently there was some leaks. I don't know how true, how accurate. Always take these articles with a grain of salt. And I'm not even going to link any articles. You can do a quick Google search and you can see there's the talk of the town on the internet is that the 42-inch and the 48-inch of the C2 OLEDs will cost the same, right? And for the life of me, I can't understand why people are shocked with that. Now, keeping in mind that even if these TVs, these two particular sizes, which are sizes that I'm interested in, right? They are possibly going to be marked retail at the same cost. Let's just say $1,400. Let's just throw that number out there. I'm pretty sure that the 42-inch probably will take advantage of a retail sale price point more than the 48-inch will, okay? I think that's something that we can expect to see, the 42-inch being cheaper. Now, whether or not you catch it on a sale or not is a different situation, a different set of circumstances, but I don't think it's unrealistic for this brand new panel that's 42-inch to be priced at the same cost effectively as the 48-inch. And I'm going to tell you why. Those two sizes are sizes that will cater more towards the desktop gamer, like myself. I've got a 49-inch Samsung Ultra super wide monitor behind me, as you can see there, on a 3080 Ti soon to be 3090 build, okay? What's in front of me is a 48-inch LG C1 on a 3090 build with a i9 12900K processor with the Asus Z690 motherboard. You can look up the list and see what these parts cost, right? Your average person that is looking for the 42-inch and the 48-inch for the gaming desktop space is going to be a person that's invested at least an average of $2,000+ on their gaming PC. Keeping in mind, these TVs for 4 generations now have catered towards the NVIDIA graphics card. Screen tearing is active where you don't have to have VSync turned on, which will add extra input latency. The C2 is slated to have a 1 millisecond response time. The game optimizer is said to have some slight upgrades. You know, these are all features that are designed to cater towards your person that's going to invest similarly to what I have in gaming at the desktop space. So it's not unrealistic to see them market these 2 sizes at a similar, if not the exact same cost, because the person that's gaming like myself, I thought, hey, I'll get the 42-inch C2 until I got the 48-inch C1 and I see how perfect it is. Like the ratio of where I'm sitting to where this TV is in front of me is absolutely phenomenal. I actually will not be buying the 42-inch C2. I will be getting the 48-inch because this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect, right? So depending on your desk application, the size, the width of your desk, you may want to get the 42. But again, this TV, these 2 sizes are really going to be designed to cater towards the gamer. Now, you'll have some clientele that will want to buy a 42 or 48-inch, excuse me. And if they're not gaming, if they're not sitting this close to where they want to be able to, you know, take full advantage of pixel density and things at this range, their reasonings for buying that is going to be their upper echelon. They just got money to burn. That their standards are just set so high. I mean, because I can't see buying a 48-inch or a 42-inch for a bedroom. I just can't, unless you're in a really small situation. If you're in a queen size bed, right, laying back, let's just envision it. Say you're in a queen size bed. You know the range of a queen size bed. You're sitting up. Your TV is in front of that queen size bed. If you're in a 48-inch TV, this is too far. Matter of fact, let me just try to, 1 second. It's too far. It's too far away. It's too far. I would personally encourage you to go after a 55-inch, which, by the way, LG has done the same thing that they've done prior to 2021, and they've made the C2 and the G2 to be the same panel. You go with the 55-inch if you are looking for a bedroom TV. You're probably going to find a better deal. You're probably going to find a better savings for it, and it's going to have the Evo panel. So not only will you get a larger display, you will get a brighter display, right? You know, in my bedroom, I have a lot of natural light. So having a bright panel helps me a lot in my bedroom. If this is a bedroom TV you're considering, get the 55-inch, because only in the 55 or larger will you actually get the superior panel. The 48-inch and the 42-inch is pretty much going to be a C1 from what I've seen. Now, I haven't looked and done enough research, to see if anyone has got their hands on a panel. I don't want to really have it spoiled for me, and to see if anyone's got one and has been able to test the nits of brightness and things like that. Like I said, LG's kind of officially being hush hush on this, and I really don't like going down the rabbit hole of watching a lot of content that people are creating where they're speculating and they're assuming this and talking about this. And, you know, I don't want to fall into the clickbaiting and get my hopes up. When the TV is available, I plan on purchasing it the first week to get it really soon. It's actually going to be replacing this setup right here, and then the 48-inch is going to replace that. That 49-inch super wide, I'm going to be using that for productivity, for some different things that I really don't want to talk about on camera. But it's going to be a productivity monitor for me. And so I'm going to put my 48-inch C1 there and put the 48-inch C2 on this desk in this space. That's the idea. That's the setup I'm going to be going for. But yeah, so, you know, I'm interested in the C2 as a gamer. You know, there's nothing about the Evo panel that, you know, has me feeling right now that I need to jump into it. There's a couple of things that I need LG to address, and I want to go over that right now. So I feel like my wish list for 2023, let's call it the C3 or the G3 if they keep running with this, right? For the C3 in 2023, my wish list would be, number one, that we get 5 HDMI ports. Please give me 5 HDMI ports. Give me 4 2.1 ports with the 48 gigabit, and give me one that is 2.1, and it doesn't have to be the full. My application for a large TV right now, my 77 inch, has a Sony receiver. It's the HD 1080 model. I have no devices connected to my receiver. Everything is connected to my TV. Right now, I've got a 4K Max Amazon Fire Stick. I've got an NVIDIA graphics card. I actually do not have my PlayStation 5 or my Xbox Series X connected to my 77 inch. Those are in my YouTube gaming room right here. I've got a new channel coming. You can check the description of this if you want to subscribe to that channel. But I've taken my consoles out of the living space, and I put them in here in a place where I can use them and I can content create with them. I feel the best offering, the best application for the C1 is a gaming PC. I just feel like the best bang for the buck to get the most out of it. You go big or you don't go at all. So, but it would be nice if I can get to putting multiple devices, because what I had set up was the 4K Max Fire Stick. I had the gaming PC, I had the PlayStation 5, I had the Xbox Series X. That's 4 devices. So literally what I had to do was I had to swap HDMI cables from PlayStation to Xbox. I had one routed from each of the consoles, but I had them dangling in the back of where the TV's ports are. And I had to just swap. If I wanted to play Xbox, I unplug the PlayStation, plug it in. If I have 5 ports, then I would essentially be taken care of. You know, the assumption, in my opinion, should be that a person will have a streaming device externally, right? It could be Fire Stick, Apple TV, NVIDIA Shield, Roku. It could be a Google Android TV box, whatever it is. Assume that a person is going to have one external smart device. Assume that a person is going to have an Xbox Series X. Assume that a person is going to have a PlayStation 5. Assume that a person is obviously going to have a gaming PC. For 4 years at that point, your TVs have been slated to, they've been branded literally with NVIDIA on the box. NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility has been on the box since 2019. We need 5 ports. We need a 5th port to support the audio return channel. It doesn't matter if it's for a Sonos soundbar, an LG soundbar, a Samsung, a Sony, I don't give a hell. Or a receiver like in my application. So number one on my wish list would definitely be 5 HDMI ports for 2023, at least for the large TVs. Some separation there would be great. The same way that they have it where the 48 inch and the 42 inch don't have the Evo panel, but the 55 inch does. Okay, so in the larger panels, put more ports on there. We need that. We definitely need that. Number two, my wish list, I'm telling you, and this is what I really feel like I need. Give me a display port. It is time. These TVs, one second, need to have a display port. We need to have a display port. Dude, for the longest, I have been gaming in 4K at 144 hertz because of a display port. I have the 27-inch Asus 4K, 144 hertz, full array local dimming, 1000 nits of brightness monitor. And I had that monitor before the C9 was even an option, right? Before there was an HDMI 2.1 graphics card out, I had a monitor that could support playing 4K higher than 60 frames per second, higher than 60 hertz because of DisplayPort. The TVs really should have a DisplayPort. So if you're not gonna give me 5 HDMI ports, I'm cool with the 4. But give me a DisplayPort connectivity so that my graphics card on my PC can utilize that. It is time. We have to modernize and move with the times. I love what LG has done. They have definitely catered to the gamers. but that would definitely set them apart with the 2023 model with the C3 or G3 giving us a display port. That would be just phenomenal. There's more people now than ever playing on PC with the TV, and it's because of LG in large part. So that would definitely be my wish list. Number two. Number three on my wish list for 2023 would definitely be for them to mimic what Sony has done and add a receiver opportunity on the actual panel. What do I mean? Okay, you can put a sub pre-out on the TV. You can put a center, or you can make it so that I can use the TV as a center speaker, like with the Sony TV, and give me a sub pre-out. Those two things right there would be phenomenal. You know, they've got the virtual 7.1 simulation on these TVs that are coming for the C2, for the G2. That's cool. I got an actual 7.2 setup or 7.1 setup in my living room. I don't need the simulation. And for the people that are in apartments, for the people that are going to have the TV in a room where there are 4 walls, that's going to be phenomenal for you. It really is going to be good. And that's a great feature. It's great that they're considering sound and audio for the TV panels, but keeping in mind, the TV speakers are still going to be small. There's only so much sound that they can produce. If I can utilize the actual speakers on the TV all as one center, and if I can have a pre-out running from the TV for a subwoofer, phenomenal. Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal. I would be okay with getting rid of the level of center speakers that I buy, and keeping in mind, I'm not like the most into audio. I'm not the audiophile, so I'm not the guy to speak on the highest quality or even the mid quality of a center speaker. I do understand that it's going to be damn hard to beat some of those things, but if they're putting quality work into the speakers on the TV, and if I can utilize all of those speakers simultaneously as a center speaker, the TV's always going to be in the sweet spot. It would just be ideal. So those are the 3 things that I really, really want to see. I want to see 5 HDMI ports. That's 1. I want to see a display port, and if not 5 HDMI, 4 with 1 display port. That's wish 2, and 3 is for me to have a sub pre-out on the TV, and for me to be able to use the actual center, the TV as a center speaker. That would be phenomenal. Outside of that, I don't have a problem with any cost or anything like that with these TVs. I am excited to get the C2 to see what it has to offer. I am loving my C1. I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to question themselves on if they should make the jump and get the C2, if they should get the C1. You know, for me, the Evo panel was definitely a great thing. By the way, Sony 90J owner, 55-inch Evo panel, phenomenal, bright as hell, great. But with the C1, if you can control the light in your room, in your area, you're going to have an enjoyable experience. A very much so enjoyable experience. The TV is not too dark. Don't listen to people nitpick and tell you that based on what they spent their money on, that your potential investment is not a good investment. There's no person that knows anything about these TVs that will be able to tell you that the C1 would not be a great value, okay? The C2 is a good look though, because it does have the Evo panel. They've gotten back to making it where the separation of the G is literally the ability to mount it and for it to look flush. That's how it was prior to last year. That's how it always needs to be. There's no reason I should have to spend more money on the G just to get the best picture quality. If I'm in a scenario where I'm renting, like a lot of Americans are, or if I'm in a scenario where, you know, I don't want to put holes in my wall, if I don't have, you know, the ability to want to pay for services to have someone mount the TV, or if I don't care to learn how to do that myself, right? I shouldn't have to buy the G series just to get the best picture quality. So I'm glad that they've made the executive call to go back to putting the same kind of picture technology in both of those panels. I'm going to leave it up to you guys if you think I should continue doing this. I'm not expecting to see 50 to 100 comments, but by way of likes and things like that, if you guys think I should do this podcast style, but keeping it visual so you can kind of, you know, get my energy, you can see what I'm thinking, right? See how I'm feeling as I'm talking, then let me know and we'll keep this going. I would like to do this every Sunday. This is going to be the Sunday upload. I got content set to go out pretty much all this week. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you can be tuned in. If you got some questions, you got something to offer, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. I'm always checking them on my phone, responding as soon as I see things. I do have a part 2 of my video that I posted last week about the C9. I have my NVIDIA 3090 build on it right now, so I've been gaming on it. Actually, when I'm done doing this, I'm gonna go play some Sifu. I'm testing it right now because the subscriber has some issues, so trying to see if I'm having any flickering also. But that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Max love.